Welcome back. Satin23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And first off, I want to say thank you to my good buddy Tony Meader from Instagram, who graciously loaned me this knife. What an awesome human being. Thank you very much, Tony. You need to go check him out on Instagram. I'll leave a link to his channel, to his Instagram in the description box. Thank you, Tony. All right, what do we have here? We have the Liong GSD, and my daughter's in the room, so we'll say get stuff done. Y'all know what it really means. This knife is coming in at the hefty price tag of $425. So you're getting up there in the nice high-end premium production folders. And I'm going to try to dissect this knife to see if this is a good purchase for you. And we'll get started. First off, we'll look at this nice attractive blade. You got Liong's logo there. I like how it's done nice and cleanly, and you can feel it. It's kind of raised up there. I've always liked his logo, and then that's all that's on the blade. On this side of the blade, you have the steel designation, which is CPM S35 VN steel, which is good to go in my books. You have a nice satin finish. You have a vertical satin on the main bevel and on this top swedge up there. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. And then a contrast of a horizontal satin finish on the flats. I think that's a nice touch, especially in this price point. You have a nice robust tip for piercing. Being that this knife, is kind of jack of all trades, master of none. That robust tip is, what you would expect to get here. Going along with that, this knife is not the best slicer in the world. It's not the thinnest behind the cutting edge. It's right around 30 thousandths, but right behind the cutting edge. So, they're leaving a little bit extra meat back there for, your tougher task. Alrighty. Go to the jimping up here. It's definitely functional jimping. It definitely grabs a hold of the thumb. You're definitely not going to slide up on this blade whatsoever. And this semi-choil right here keeps you locked in, and you're not going to go anywhere. Let's go to the scales. They got a very nice, attractive, light orange peel finish on all the titanium, as you can see there, all along here, and on the pocket clip as well. The carbon fiber is free of any voids, and I love that weave really pops in the light, kind of shimmers, and they got a nice satin finish on that carbon fiber. The pocket clip is tip up, left or right hand carry, and they do have a filler tab for the pocket clip if you're not using it, whatever side you're not using it on. They have very nice blade to handle ratio. It's almost 1-to-1, and they did a good job of raising that back spacer up right there, so there's no way you can come in contact with that tip, being that it's almost to the edge of the scales. The ergonomics are okay. They're not the best in the world. Whenever I was doing some wood carving, I noticed that when I bear down the knife, you could kind of see the imprint on my hand. The clip causes a hot spot. It's not terrible, but I definitely feel it in the hammer grip. In this grip, it's not so bad. Your fingers kind of wrap around that pocket clip, so it's rather comfortable in this grip. And in the reverse grip, it probably shines the most for me. I have a medium-sized hand, medium-sized glove, so you may differ. The handle is kind of small, so if you have very big hands, this knife might not be the right choice for you. So let's go into some of the things that I'm not too fond about on this knife. First off, I got to talk about it. That edge termination is just right out ugly to me. I can't stand it. It's like an eyesore. For me, it seems like they missed a perfect opportunity to put in a nice 50-50 choil right there, because technically, I don't know if you'll better see it on camera, but all the way up to right there, the blade is not sharpened because you have the thick stock right there. So they could have utilized that much and put you a finger choil in there, and it wouldn't have been such an eyesore. And I know one reason why they had to do it that way is because when this knife is closed, if they didn't, see that edge right there, you would definitely come in contact with your fingers. So they did a good job of avoiding cutting you right there. But in doing so, you got just an ugly termination right there. And once you sharpen this knife a few times, it's going to get rather ugly, rather quick. And let's go to this sawtooth jimping. Even though it's functional, I mean, as you can see, it looks like, almost looked like they broke the tips off of a saw, and it really digs into my hands. I mean, I don't think it would not dig into anybody's hands. It's pretty aggressive. But if you like super aggressive jimping, hey, maybe this is the one for you. All right, let's see. Let's go to the blade hole. Blade hole is rather sharp. They haven't chamfered any of those edges, and I'm guessing they did that just in case you like to do the spidey flick. But I'm just gonna tell you right now, unless you get your finger in that spot right there, it's not the easiest knife to spider flick, and it is definitely not the most comfortable. When you put your finger in there, you can actually feel the knife. You can actually feel the lines on there digging into your fingernail, like it's sharp as can be. So I wish they would have knocked those edges off. Like I said, it's not the easiest thing to spider flick this anyway. You have to really be intentional in doing it. So I would have rather see them just bevel those and make it comfortable, because I really noticed that I was doing some pull draw cutting like this on some pine 2x4, and it was tearing my fingers up. But that's just me. So let's see. If you hear the dog in the background, I'm sorry, that's my dog. You know, he's a little puppy. He loves to bark at everything in sight. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the flipper tab. Even though I like the way the flipper tab kind of goes with this slim package, and it keeps this knife, you know, it keeps it at a small footprint in the pocket, or at least, you know, this way. Being that it's so small, you don't have a lot of momentum behind the flipper tab, or should I say, yeah, let's go with momentum. So the action is just okay. You know, I own two Riot knives. They're the ones who produce this, and the actions are flawless on those knives. They're running on ceramic bearings and ceramic detent, and usually their actions are spot on. But they couldn't give you a real crisp detent because you don't have a whole lot of flipper tab here, you know. And I mean, it's not terrible by any means, but it's just not that super fast action that Riot's known for. And that, like I said, that's not hurting the functionality of the blade whatsoever. And a lot of these, this knife functionally works. There's nothing functionally wrong. It's just gripes, nitpicks, and if none of those things bother you, then, and you love this design, I'd say go for it. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. I like the aesthetics. I like Liong Ma's designs and overall, but these are just things that I notice, and they just kind of bug me. Talked about the ergos with the hot spot with the clip. Other than that, the handle's kind of neutral. I do kind of feel the edges, my camera's not going to show that, but the edges of the carbon fiber, kind of wish they would have did a little bit more contouring on there, because, you know, just when you're gripping down hard, when I was pushing into the 2x4s and stuff, I just kind of felt that on my fingers right here on this carbon fiber. But like I said, that's another nitpick. You know, if you really love this knife, you can throw on gloves if you're doing some hard work. One other thing I've noticed, and it happened to me several times when I was going to disengage this knife, being that they have this orange peel finish and they have it on the They have it on the lock right here. And they also gave you that little nice softened area right here for disengaging the lock, which is nice, but it causes it to be rather slick. And my finger slipped off several times when I was trying to disengage that lock bar. I definitely had to be intentional, push my finger in there and push it down. But that's another gripe of just something I noticed. The handle overall is a little slick. You got the orange peel finish, doesn't add any grip, and then you got this satin carbon fiber on there, and there's really no grip. There's just this small choil to lock you in. You know, this area is not doing much for you. So, you know, the only reason I'm even mentioning this is because, you know, being this is a get stuff done, and it should be able to, you know, be good at doing some harder tasks. I just think, you know, some added traction on this knife would have been a little bit better. I'm sure that's why they added this super aggressive jimping up there. But another nitpick. And another really big eyesore, and probably I think my last complaint is I love the fact that they put a filler tab there. I think that's amazing, but that screw on there is ugly. I would have loved to see them make it flush like they did here. That's just, I mean, come on, Riyadh. Y'all do some excellent work. How did y'all let that slip? That sticks up quite a bit. You don't feel it, but it's just something at $425 you think they would have gotten that right. Also, while we're back here, I'm not a lanyard guy, but that lanyard hole is kind of awkward looking and it's kind of small. So if you like to put 550 in there, even though you'll be able to, you might have to, you know, work at it for a little while. Let's see if I've touched on everything. I'm going to show what it looks like in the pocket. This is going to simulate a pair of flat shorts or jeans, and then that slanted right here. Let's see how it goes in and out of the pocket. You got that lip just like you would have on a pair of pants. Goes in fairly easily. You got that much sticking out, so if you don't, those of you who do not like deep carry, you have enough to pull out, grab onto, and I don't think that's that bad, especially with the carbon fiber. It kind of ghosts itself. And then let's see what it looks like in these slanted pockets. I always forget to do these, even though I want to do them. So there you go. That's what it looks like in slanted pockets. It kind of buries it a little bit more. And like I said, you can grab onto that pretty easily to pull it out. If you had a lanyard, it'd be even easier. Real quick, I'm going to show you some size comparisons, and I'll catch a quick weight on this guy, and then I'll let you guys go. Let's see. Going up against, it's $425, so that is Chris Reeves Sabenza money. So here's the large in Cosi. And, you know, the standard model of this, I think, is $445 just because it has a double thumb lugs. But say this was a 21 standard, this would be $410. So this one's coming in more money. A little bit bigger of a knife here. There you go. Let's see. A more common blade. The Kershaw Skyline. These two are very similar in size. The handles are about identical in length. The blade's just a little bit smaller on the Skyline. And let's see, I got one more up here. The Kaiser Wanderer. Kind of looks reminiscent of the Insingo blade shape. It is semi-close in handle. The Wanderer's a little bit bigger, and it's a little bit bigger in blade as well. Let's get a quick weight on this guy, just so we can see what you're working with in your pocket. Oh, wrong. Okay, for those of you, my European folks, in grams, it's 117.4 grams. And my scale is about 3/10 off. So let's see, let's go to the correct, or my correct unit. And ounces, 4.14 ounces, not bad at all. I'm okay with that, especially for the size of the knife and for being a robust knife. Let's see, I didn't even see there. That's odd. There's no milling whatsoever in here, so I guess they really couldn't, being that these are thin. so you can have these carbon fiber scales over the top. So what are my conclusions? My conclusions are, if this knife speaks to you, you love it, there's nothing functionally wrong with this knife. If the complaints that I talked about aren't something that bothers you, then go ahead, buy it. You know, it'll serve you well. But for me, I would have to pass on this knife just because I have a, you know, at $425, I want the knife to pretty much get it right. And in my eyes and what I'm looking for, it just missed the mark. You know, I like the design, I like the overall look of it, but for me, it's just a no-go. And that's pretty much usually what you're talking about on these higher end production knives. Are it's not so much if it's functionally right, it's about your taste and the little things that matter to you. You know, like I said, some people might love aggressive jimping. You know, that might not be an issue for somebody. They may, you know, love, I don't know why you'd love a screw sticking up, but, you know, those little gripes might not be gripes to you. So that's all going to be depending on you. I'm not saying this is a bad knife. It's not for me. So I hope everybody is having an absolute wonderful day. I hope y'all got something out of it. If y'all like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down in the comment section. I love talking to you guys. And if you like my videos in total, please smash that subscribe button. Do it right now. What are you waiting for? Do it. And I'm coming up on 1,000 subscribers. That just absolutely blows my mind. So I'm trying to find some good prizes that I can give you guys to show my appreciation, and let's hope we gets there before the end of the year. That's my goal, and we'll see. Hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.